To Patrick Christie's tonight. Coming up, is it now open season for small boat crossings? The Starmada, they're being called, coming across the English Channel there. But first, she's been in the job for less than a week. But the new Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, has already ripped up the old Tory government's planning rules, promising today to build more houses by using green belt land, which had previously been protected from construction.
Nowhere is decisive reform needed more urgently than in the case of our planning system. Our antiquated planning system leaves too many important projects tied up for years and years in red tape before shovels even get in the ground. We will reform the National Planning Policy Framework, consulting on a new growth-focused approach to the planning system before the end of the month, including restoring mandatory housing targets.
Right, OK. Well, look, we do need more housing. Kelvin MacKenzie joins me now, former editor of The Sun. So we do need more housing. Is that such a bad idea?
Right, well, there's two things. First of all, they said that they're going to build 1.5 million within 5 years. There is absolutely nil possibility of...
They're also going to put asylum seekers in some of those, so...
Yes, yeah. I think that will be, to my mind, enormously contentious and will lead to... I'm not saying there'll be riots on the streets, but the idea that you're a family, you know, come from Preston or you come from, I don't know, Bournemouth or somewhere like that, and suddenly they build all these social housing, because 40% of all housing now has to be social, right? And suddenly you find a load of people that have arrived on a boat from Iran has just turned up and taken the spot for you and your family. I could see that being a problem, and knowing Starmer, it won't happen, OK? He will suddenly say, do you know what, I've been thinking about this, and I've been thinking about the shouting I've been getting at as I walk down the street, and I tell you what, I've changed my mind. Now, on the question of what's green belt, honestly, I sometimes see horses in a field, and I think to myself, would it be such a bad thing if they built some houses and actually moved that horse to another field? So I quite understand. Clearly, the Labour government have not been around lots of the country because there is massive green belt building going on right now. I could take you to a place, Great Dunmow in Essex. Actually, it's been transformed. It used to be a very quiet kind of villagey place, and now there are literally thousands of houses going up, and that's going on all over the place. So I'd be fascinated to see. I absolutely guarantee, so keep this clip, that they will not build anything like 1.5 million. If they get to 1 million within 5 years, it will be a miracle.
Well, yeah, but also with rapid population growth and the levels of immigration, both legal and illegal, we're expecting. I mean, it might not even touch the sides, but Starmer's new government wasn't just content with ripping up planning rules. They've also reversed the ban on onshore wind farms. So here is newly minted Energy Secretary, Net Zero Minister Ed Miliband, explaining the decision in a video he posted on social media.
I've just come from the Treasury. The onshore wind ban in England has been in place for more than 9 years. We've been in government 72 hours. We've lifted it. That's the pace we're going to move at. We've got to become a clean energy superpower, for energy independence, to cut bills, to create good jobs and tackle the climate crisis. We're getting on with it.
Yeah, he's the most expensive policymaker in British history, and now it appears that he's content to slap a load of wind turbines around the countryside, both ruining people's views on killing birds, Kelvin.
Well, OK, let's put it this way. I would rather have a little bit of an eyesore than I would have to import any Putin or Iranian or anybody else in the world dumping their oil and their cartels. So you don't even have a competitive market. So if we could guarantee energy security, actually, I wouldn't be massively hostile to the whole idea. Look, honestly, we're a small country. The problem is we could actually... In order to supply all our energy need, we would actually have to carpet the whole country with these rather unattractive pieces of glass. That is the problem with it. Look, these are all at the beginning. It all looks great. We're doing stuff. Well, after all, take old Reeves. After all, she was telling us only half an hour ago before she got elected, we have no plans to. We have no plans to. Oh, hold on a second. We've now got the worst economy since 1945, exactly. And now we are going to have a wealth tax and inheritance tax, and anybody who has made anything of themselves in their lives is going to have to pay for the skint and the dim.
Well, this is exactly what I wanted to talk to you about now, because we could see this coming a mile off. We said it would happen. We just maybe didn't think it would happen this soon. She's already come out and said, oh, you know what, we've had a look at the books.
Yeah.
We've had a look at the books, and
I bet you were surprised at that one.
Oh, you know, and I opened it, and it just screamed at me. And I
said
thought,
the worst for 80 years, didn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, hang on, I think we've got a little clip of this.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It'll be
I
interesting.
have repeatedly warned that whoever won the general election would inherit the worst set of circumstances since the Second World War. What I have seen in the past 72 hours has only confirmed that.
OK, so there we are. So that, Kelvin, things are so much worse than we ever could have anticipated. And, well, we can't stick to our promises about tax.
Did you know what? Obviously, we've got to have to look after those idiots who voted Labour. OK, so they won't pay anymore. And, oh, by the way, the rich, they've all legged it to Monaco, so they won't pay. So who's left? It's going to be, actually, the middle classes sitting there. They haven't done anything wrong. They're just standing there, and Labour are going, bang. And that's the beginning of it. So we're half an hour into this government, and already, I'm afraid, honestly, the taxes are going to have to go up. We don't like doing this, but it's those nasty Tories that are at fault. Yeah.
So they will have a situation now where they won't want to bring back austerity. So you think they are just going to clobber the middle class?
And this is only the beginning. So there will be emergency budgets about every 20 seconds in which slowly, and you'll be able to recognise anybody from the middle classes walking along the road. They'll have that terrible downtrodden feeling about them. It's going to be an absolute shocker, this 5 years. And the idea that at the end of it, this was the most ridiculous idea, that there can possibly be growth and increases in taxes at the same time to the very class that actually create the wealth. It's impossible, and they knew it's impossible, but they're in power. God bless you for voting Labour.